So now all we have to do is put it back together. Man, I would have been super disappointed if I would have forgotten to put this on, since this is originally why we started this project. So when we get to this point, make sure that you have your strut reinforcement place properly seated on your strut mount prior to installing the strut mount or strut assembly. All right, so we have the strut assemblies in and finger tight on top. If you happen to have a friend or fellow Volvo 240 enthusiast handy, wouldn't be the worst idea to ask them to give you a hand with that. They're kind of heavy and awkward to wiggle in there all by yourself. Okay, so next we still have to put on these control arms. So let's raise the car up a little bit to do that. you're still recording. Never mind. Say it's been a while, but we've made a little bit of progress on the wagon's front suspension. Man, check out how firm it's getting. Come on, let's take a look. Hey everybody. Okay, so a few months ago, I got a comment on another video that I did. It was a comment about where my strut reinforcement plates were located. I had them here on top of the strut tower, which I'm a little embarrassed to admit was completely incorrect, and I had them located there for years. So, clearly I needed to move those, which turned out to be a little more work than I had first thought when I made the little video asking where the strut plates should be located. To do this, we had to take apart pretty much everything on the front suspension. And along the way, I ran into a couple minor issues. So let's take a look at what we did, starting from the top down. We have our firewall to strut tower reinforcement bracing, and we have the strut reinforcement plate that we moved from the top side of this tower to the bottom side in between the tower itself and the strut mount. We replaced our old strut inserts with new Bilstein heavy-duty strut inserts. That was one of the minor problems that we have in the listing online when I purchased them. They did say that they could be an extremely tight fit, which they were on the passenger side. The driver's side was a lot easier. Okay, let's take the car up and look what we did on the underside. Moving down, even though it's very hard to see, we have our new strut mounts, and in between that is where we have our moved strut reinforcement plate. It's sandwiched in between the strut mount and the top of the strut tower. We reused our original front springs. Moving the plate gives you a little bit of added height, so I don't know, that kind of balanced out a little bit with how the springs probably have sagged over the many years of use. Our lower control arms and this mount. We just took the old bushings out and scraped them down and did a little rust converter and then some truck bed coating. So along with that, we still have our lower chassis tie bars. We replaced our dust shields and our bearings a couple of videos ago. We took care of doing the inner and outer tie rod ends along with the boot. All the bushings in the control arm, the sway bar bushings, the end link bushings, and we added this heavy duty IPD skid plate for some off-roading adventures. Here is the other side, the passenger side. We still probably need to do our ball joints. Well, they aren't in bad shape at all. Those would probably be the first things to go since everything else has now been replaced. And I don't know, there was some bending in the brake lines, so we probably will replace those as well. Okay, and there we have it. Our front suspension is mostly refreshed. If you've made it this far, why not subscribe? Come on, let's do it. We're up to 265 subscribers now. Big shout out to everybody. Gavin, I believe you were number 240. So big shout out to you, Gavin. Thanks for subscribing. All right, I will see you in the next episode. Take care and have fun with your 200 series or whatever it is that you're up to.